So Alita will use 6 different wires for a science project. The fractions represent the diameters of these wires in inches. Which list shows the diameters of the wires in order from least to greatest? Alright, so these are my wire lengths. And I want to see what they are least to greatest. But it's really hard to compare these fractions right now because they don't all have the same denominator. And I want them to all have the same denominator. I think it's easier to go bigger than smaller. So I see that 32 is my biggest denominator I have. And I see 16, 8, and 2 as other denominators. Well, those are all factors of 32, so it's going to be really easy to make these equivalent fractions. So 7/16. I see 7/16, and I want to get it to something 32. Well, I know to get from 16 to 32, I have to multiply by 2. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So 7 times 2 is 14. So I know 7/16 is also 14/32. Okay, 1/2. To get from 2 to 32, I have to multiply by 16. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So, let's make this a little clearer. So 2 times 16 gives me 32. 1 times 16 gives me 16. So I have 14/16. 14 over 32. 16 over 32. 3/8 to get from 8 to 32. That is multiplied by, let's see, I'm going to use my factors. 8, 16, 24, 32. Okay, so to get from 8 to 32, it is times 4. So 32, 3 times 4 is 12. 9/32, that's already with a denominator of 32, so I don't have to change it. 5/16, well, we already said earlier, 16 times 2 is 32. So then 5 times 2 is 10. And then 15 over 32, that's already over 32. I don't need to change it. So now, I want least to greatest. Alright, so first let's do some color coding. 14/32 belongs to 7/16. 16/32 belongs to 1/2. 12/32 is 3/8. 9/32 is 9/32. 10/32 is 15/16. And 15/32 is 15/32. So, I'm looking for my smallest numerator. Okay, so out of 14, 16, 12, 9, 10, and 15, 9. 9 is my smallest numerator. So orange, 9/32. So I'm looking for what begins with 9 over 32. F begins with 1/2. I can rule that out. G is 9 over 32, so I can keep it. H is 1/2. I rule that out. And J is 9 over 32, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, now I need to look at my second smallest number. So out of 14, 16, 12, 10, and 15, 10 over 32 is my second. G is 15 over 32. That doesn't match. And J is 5/16, which is equivalent to 10/32. So J is my correct answer.